Welcome back to La Classique Georgia W Tush, day number 1 here at the Arena Saint-Louis in Montreal, Quebec. First, we want to give a shout out to our production sponsor, the New England Roller Derby Report. Would like to thank the production sponsor, Sociopath. Sociopath is a skater-run business offering custom sewn-to-order legwear for teams and individuals. Size-inclusive activewear designed to fit you. Sociopath also offers dozens of armband and helmet cover options for scrimmage and competition. Team discounts are available. Please see sociopath.ca for more details. So we've got arch rival B taking on, also known as Arch Nemisis, taking on the Gotham Girls Roller Derby B team. They are also known as the Wall Street Traitors. I'm Biff Mixelat. I'm joined by Mr. Whistler.
Good evening.
And how about we start off with the rosters, Mr. Whistler?
Sure, well, let's start on the left side. We'll start with Gotham's Wall Street Traitors. They are going to be wearing green for this game. Their roster, 00 Anabolics, 08 Aaron Watershow, 09 Kill Valentine, 110 is Switchcraft, 137 Big Banger, 21 Bellatrix, 409 Muffin Topless, 42 Hieronymus Boss, 44 Tiny Apocalypse, 49 Nightmare, 499 Low Maim. Number 5 is Lady Fingers. Number 72 Girl Friday, 913 Stephinity and Beyond, and number 99 Sally Handsome. On the bench for the Wall Street Traitors, Violet Knockout will be wearing the A, joined by Yeti or Not, Here I Come.
Okay, skating for the Arch Nemesis. Number 00, Party Foul. Number 1, Dad Bod. Number 1040, Aggie Wartooth. Number 124, Flash. Number 24, CQ. Number 31, Pop Tart. The captain, number 32, Shaquille O'Neal. Number 33, Jamheiser Bush. 480, Pixie Destruction. Number 56, Birdsong. Number 618, Cruella Belleville. Number 7, Ultraviolet. Number 8, My Opinion. Number 87, Subob Fight. Number 94, Joan of Spark. Magilla Gorilla is wearing the A, and Wildside is helping him out on the bench.
Opening jammers of the game and picking up lead for Gotham, that's Stephinity and Beyond. Wearing the star for Arch Nemesis is Ultraviolet.
And Stephinity and Beyond has earned lead status. Ultraviolet out of the pack now as well. Pack set up in turn 1.
Ready is a power jam for Ultraviolet. Stephinity and Beyond was lead jammer. Has now taken a seat in the Restaurant Gus penalty box. This one's going to run the full deuce.
So Ultraviolet on a scoring pass. Spinning to the outside of, that is Tiny Nightmare. And 4 points to the Arch Nemesis.
Arch rival rolling back at turn 2. Going to run a bit of offense for Ultraviolet. Now looking at Stephinity Beyond, leaving bodies in her wake, including Joan of Spark, number 94 for Arch Nemesis. 4 points for each jammer, an 8-4 lead in the early going for Arch Nemesis.
So jammers approach the pack again. Pack is set up between turns 3 and 4. Stephinity and Beyond, first to emerge. 4 points to the Wall Street Traitors. Ultraviolet still stuck in the pack. And Stephinity and Beyond on another scoring pass.
Still have a dozen seconds on the jam clock. Ultraviolet taking the slow route up the inside, picks up some points, and a track cut here at the end of the jam against Stephinity and Beyond. Second jammer penalty for the Wall Street Traitors on the jam. Does pick up 8 points, looking to see if there's any final points. Nope, 4 more, so an even dozen aside in that opening jam, Biff. 12 apiece after 2.5 minutes.
So jammers trading 3 scoring passes. We get to jam number 2. Pop Tart, the jammer for Arch Rival. Staffinity and Beyond still in the Restaurant Gus penalty box. Pop-Tart stumbles into turn 1. She's going to get drawn back by number 5. That is Lady Fingers. And number 137, Big Banger. Pop-Tart drawn back behind the jammer line. She spins her way through the inside, picks up lead status.
Had to negotiate the pack twice, almost through on the first attempt before that recycle through the ref lane.
So the Wall Street Traitors doing a pretty good job on that penalty kill. Staffinity and Beyond back on the track. Her penalty is done. Pop-Tart meeting fierce resistance at the front of the pack. A full set of Wall Street Traitor blockers.
Both teams in strict lockdown defense at the moment. Pop-Tart almost through on the inside, toe stop down on the infield. And trying to recover from it, commits a forearm penalty, so power jam for the Wall Street Traitors.
So a second jam going the full 2 minutes. Staffinity and Beyond dealing with the arch rival pack. It's anchored by number 618. That is Cruella Belleville. Arch rival regroups in front of Staffinity and Beyond.
So offensive reinforcements coming in the form of Girl Friday, getting in the mix with the arch rival blockers on the straightaway. Penalty to Pop-Tart has ended. Re-emerging, coming down the straightaway, now going to get a scoring trip completed. 4-point pickup for arch rival, and no points for the Wall Street Traitors.
So arch rival picks up the lead. First lead change of the game. So the Restaurant Gus penalty box is momentarily empty. Third jam of the game is underway. Number 99, Sally Hansen, the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors, jamming against Flash, number 124 of the Arch Nemesis. Flash boxed in at the rear of the pack. Sally Hansen getting some help from Anabolics, but through the pack first and lead is Flash.
Yeah, so nice work by Arch Nemesis to corral the jammer, open up the space, opening in the middle the inside 2 lanes rather. Taking advantage again, this time on the outside. Flash, no pass, no penalty, so 3-point scoring trip.
Arch rival losing 1 blocker to the penalty box. And Sally Hansen out of the pack on her initial pass as well. Flash into the pack, picks up 4, calls the jam, and keeps the Wall Street Traitors off the scoreboard. Arch rival, the Arch Nemesis, stretching their lead to 23-12 with 23:46 remaining.
Wall Street Traitors opened the day with a victory over the Queen Bees of Helsinki this morning.
So that is number 110, Switchcraft, jamming for the Wall Street Traitors. She is through a lead. Aggie Wartooth, the jammer for the Arch Nemesis. Switchcraft into the pack. Through for 4 points.
We've actually had a star pass on Arch Nemesis. It's now in the hand of number 32, Shaquille O'Neal, the captain. Completing the initial pass, now putting the star in the helmet.
Switchcraft into the pack, second scoring pass. Picks up some points, calls the jam. It is 4 more. 8-0 jam. And there will be a power jam. Switchcraft picked up a low block penalty. So Arch Nemesis will get the benefit of a power jam.
Third jammer penalty of the game for the Wall Street Traitors.
So with the Power Jam start, it is arch rival. It is Ultraviolet wearing the Jammer star. Ultraviolet around low maim, around the last Wall Street Traitors blocker, and is lead.
Yeah, it was Girl Friday. The Hail Mary doesn't quite land.
So the pack reorganizes in turn 1. Ultraviolet around the outside, picks up a track cut. That'll end the Power Jam.
Yeah, the blocker that took Ultraviolet over the line also went over. However, the re-entry, though, cut in front of opponents.
Switchcraft back out, has completed initial pass. And now the Wall Street Traitors are on the Power Jam. Switchcraft hops on the toe stops around the outside. That's 4 points for the Traitors.
Have a lead change, first lead of the game for Gotham.
Switchcraft bounces off a couple of arch rival blockers. And the penalty to Ultraviolet is now done. Switchcraft finally past CQ. That's another 4 points for the Wall Street Traitors. And Ultraviolet forced to recycle all the way into turn 4. And Switchcraft picking up another penalty. A forearm call. And Ultraviolet back through, 4 points for the arch nemesis.
And Gotham in some penalty trouble, briefly had a full penalty box. A lot of room on the track right now for Ultraviolet. Takes advantage, puts up another 4-point pass. That jam's going to go 8-8. So Arch Nemesis now out in front, 31-28. Just under 20 minutes left in the half.
Pop-Tart, the jammer for arch rival. She is through and lead. Pack loosely arranged around the pivot line. Pop-Tart into the pack, through. That's 4 points. Switchcraft out of the penalty box. Has completed her initial pass. Pop-Tart's picked up an additional 4. 8 total on the jam. Switchcraft through for 4 of her own. Pop-Tart content to run the jam even with lead. Enters the pack. Third scoring pass. Switchcraft hops to the inside. Picks up a second 4 points. 8-8 on the jam to this point. Pack stops between the jammer and pivot lines. Switchcraft drawn back.
Gotham now coalescing at turn 1 around Pop-Tart. That leaves some space for Switchcraft.
So Switchcraft pick up a third 4-point scoring pass. That'll give the Wall Street Traitors 12 points. And we await the final score of the. So 12-8 to that jam to this point for. Oh,
there they are.
Arch rival. We knew there were some points lurking out there somewhere. A 12-12 jam. Arch rival back in the lead, 43-40.
And Gotham's taking a team timeout.
Yeah, probably a good time for that. Just, you know.
So this is a B team matchup. Yeah. And the Wall Street Traitors, founded in 2008. Arch Nemesis, the B team for Arch Rival. It's a new name for the team, but originally formed in 2009. And both testaments to the organizational depth, I would say, but in these two leagues. you don't get to be a top 5 league unless you have that organizational depth, running multiple levels of competitive teams plus your competitive home team seasons, and it's something that pays off for both of these teams repeatedly.
Well, I mean, you have enough skaters that, so everybody gets challenged in practice, assuming the A and B teams practice together. So through, that is Staffinity and Beyond. Lead jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. Flash the jammer for Arch Rival. And Staffinity and Beyond met at the front of the pack. Bounced out. Star has been passed to number 24 CQ of Arch Rival. And Staffinity and Beyond picks up 4, calls the jam. And we have another lead change. 44 for the Wall Street Traitors, 43 to Arch Nemisis.
Games this afternoon here, Biff, at La Classique Georgia W Tush. All been neck and neck nail biters the last little while. Really exciting to see. We've got a full house here at Arena St. Louis.
And it's a full house for a Friday afternoon. You don't have to see that at a 3-day tournament. So Sally Hansen, the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. Aggie Wartooth, the jammer for Arch Nemisis. And Aggie Wartooth earns lead jammer status for Arch Rival. Aggie Wartooth into the pack, calls the jam, but not before Sally Hansen can collect 3 points. 1 point to Arch Rival.
Yeah, big steal by the Wall Street Traitors on that one. Aggie Wartooth got a little hung up in the pack on the straightaway and wasn't able to get the hands on the hips fast enough.
So the Wall Street Traitors leading by 47 to 44. 16:40 left in the first period. Staffinity and Beyond, the jammer for Arch Rival, or for Gotham against Ultraviolet of Arch Rival.
Oh, and a high block penalty issued to Ultraviolet. This is a power jam for the Wall Street Traitors. Staffinity and Beyond almost through, however, cuts the track. 2-minute jam coming up here, Biff.
And well-drawn penalty there by Dadbod, number 1 of Arch Rival. So Ultraviolet released from the Restaurant Gus penalty box. And Ultraviolet has completed an initial pass, is eligible to score. Staffinity and Beyond gets beyond the pack. So the jammers will be trading points. This is going to go 2 full minutes. Ultraviolet first to get points on the board. Staffinity and Beyond going face-to-face with number 94, Joan of Spark.
Meanwhile, Ultraviolet committing a back-blocking penalty and returning to the Restaurant Gus penalty box. So another power jam for Wall Street Traitors.
Staffinity and Beyond ridden out by CQ. No pass, no penalty. And 4 points to Staffinity and Beyond. Pack sets up and turns 1 and 2. Penalty to Ultraviolet has now expired. 4 more points to Ultraviolet. And 3 more points for Staffinity and Beyond. An 8-7 jam in favor of Arch Nemisis.
54-52. We have passed the halfway points in the opening half. Wall Street Traitors with a 2-point lead. We'll have more B-team action coming up after this. 8 o'clock local time here in Montreal, 8 o'clock Eastern. Montreal's Sexpos taking on the Queen Bees from Helsinki.
And Switchcraft, the lead jammer for the Wall Street Traitors, jamming against Pop Tart of Arch Nemesis. Switchcraft had a big game this morning against Helsinki's B team. Switchcraft getting an escort around the outside from Big Banger, calls the jam. 4-0 to the Wall Street Traitors. So, Traitors leading by a score 58-52, 13:20 remaining in the first period. Pack will start, wedged around the jammer line. Flash, the jammer for arch rival, against a Flash picks up a forearm penalty. Jamming for the first time for the Wall Street Traitors, number 42, Hieronymus Boss. Hieronymus Boss is lead and on the power jam.
Taken over the outside line. Now a long drawback here from CQ, number 24, wearing the pivot stripe for Arch Nemisis.
And Hieronymus Boss, little apex skip, picks up 4.
Now looking over the shoulder like, did I do that? Was that clean?
And Hieronymus Boss on a second scoring pass. Through and picks up another 4. Pack regroups at the exit of turn 2. Penalty to Flash has expired.
Flash looking for an opening, has star in hand.
Aaron Watershow tried to get Hieronymus Boss out of the pack, wasn't quite successful. And the Restaurant Gus penalty box is emptying, but it will fill up once again with Aaron Watershow going to the box. Flash is through, has completed her initial. Hieronymus Boss in the pack calls the jam. 4 more points for the Wall Street Traitors, a 12-0 jam. And that's going to be the Wall Street Traitors' biggest lead of the game.
Yeah, they've been on a run where they've been picking up points, 8 consecutive jams now. After a bit of a murky start, patience paying off for the Wall Street Traitors. They now lead 70-52. Clock stopped, 11:17 to go in the half. The officiating crew for this game, the non-skating officials led by Iceman, joined by La Mèche Sissi, Web Destroys, Picky Rye, Mea Culprit, Pussy Panzerfaust, Chemical Restraint, Oryx in Break, and Chuck Maurice.
Our skating officials, Dread Hockley, Reverend Riot, Jens Hotger, Dylan, Lil Tex, Jean-Pierre Aman, and Yogi, and Danger Muffin.
It's an 18-point lead for the Wall Street Traitors.
Staffinity and Beyond, the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. Aggie Wartooth, the jammer for Arch Nemisis. Jam is underway. Neither jammer at this point able to make much headway. Packs are pretty well locked together. Aggie Wartooth emerges and lead jammer for Arch Nemisis.
This tandem of Birdsong and Cruella Belleville blocking for Arch Nemisis. Very strong, very well linked.
And we've got Staffinity and Beyond exiting the pack on her initial. Arch calls the jam 4-0. Score stands at 70-56. 10-11 remaining in the first period. So we'll have a full slate of games tomorrow and Sunday. 6 tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. and 5 on Sunday also starting at 10 a.m. We'll lead off tomorrow morning with Helsinki versus Jacksonville. Their A teams facing off. Ultraviolet the Jammer against Sally Handsome, and Ultraviolet lead Jammer for Arch Nemesis.
Yeah, Arch Nemesis trying to get something going here. The 4-point pickup on the previous jam. Having gone a couple without points.
Yeah, Ultraviolet had a pretty easy path around the outside there. She scores 4 points, and that brings the Traitors' lead down to 10. Switchcraft, the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. Jamming against number 31, that is Pop-Tart for Arch Rival.
Nice block by number 6, 18,
So Switchcraft drawn behind the jammer line. And Switchcraft around the outside, lead jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. Pop-Tart sent to the inside by Anabolics. No pass, no penalty. Switchcraft will call the jam after scoring 4 points. Score stands now 74-60. 8:08 remaining in the half.
Yeah, this will be a 4-2 pack advantage for Gotham to start the next one. 2 Arch Rival skaters in the Restaurant Gus penalty box.
Stephanie and Beyond, the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors against Flash. And lead jammer goes to Stephanie and Beyond. Number 9-13 for the Wall Street Traitors. Flash still stuck by a full complement of Wall Street Traitor blockers.
Dad Bod and My Opinion, the tandem on the track right now for Arch Nemesis. Stephanie and Beyond does get through.
4 well-earned points there for the Wall Street Traitors. Flash finds a way out. Stephanie and Beyond will call the jam after scoring 2 additional points. 6-0 to Gotham. Score stands now 80-60.
Yep, 20-point lead, under 7 minutes left in this half.
Hieronymus Boss, the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors against.
Looks like Aggie Wartooth with the star for Arch Nemesis.
So jam gets underway. Pack breaks apart. Wall Street Traitors trying to regroup at the front. Aggie Wartooth leaning hard on Low Mame and Girl Friday. Also try to get Nightmare out of the way.
Subob Fight coming in to run some offense for Aggie Wartooth. Able to peel off a couple of Gotham blockers. Can't get them quite as far apart as would be desired. Some help from from Shaquille O'Neal, my apologies.
And Anabolic sent to the penalty box. Former Gotham All-Star blocker. Aggie Wartooth still fighting tooth and nail at the front. Hieronymus Boss still locked up at the rear of the pack. almost had a path to the inside, wasn't quite successful. And Hieronymus Boss with the track cut. Aggie Wartooth with the Jammer Star. The opportunity for a power jam now for arch rival. Gotham with the benefit of a full pack. A star has been passed. To number 32, that is Shaquille O'Neal. So neither team able to complete an initial pass. Score remains 80-60 in favor of the Wall Street Traitors.
So 4 minutes left in the half.
Yeah, Hieronymus Boss, the Jammer, stuck in the penalty box for the Wall Street Traitors. CQ, first time with the Jammer Star as the Jammer. She has taken a star pass. And CQ is through and lead for Arch Nemesis. Hieronymus Boss drawn back into turn one. CQ in a scoring pass.
Jonah Spark running some offense. Now going to draw back onto the defense as Hieronymus Boss with the star in hand, challenging at turn two, trying to drive a wedge into this tight knot of skaters. Not quite a wall. Up at the front, though, CQ almost through on the straightaway. The drawback limited by party foul getting in the way, and a star pass now by Gotham going into the hands of Kill Valentine.
So CQ calls the jam 4-0 to arch rival. Score stands now 80-64. 2:43 remaining in the period.
Bobby Narco in the house, dropping some Rev Norb style mathematics on the crowd.
It's the weekend. I'm not ready to do math. Ultraviolet, the Jammer for Arch Nemesis against Staffinity and Beyond. And Staffinity and Beyond lead Jammer for the Traitors. Ultraviolet finally out of the pack for arch rival. Pack scattered along the front straightaway. Staffinity about through, calls the jam 4-0 for the Wall Street Traitors.
So 20-point lead still for the Wall Street Traitors. Under 2 minutes left in the opening half.
And they appear to have sabotaged Bobby Narco's everything divisible by 16 math there.
Well, everything technically is divisible by 16 if you're not trying to achieve round numbers out of it.
That's true. That is very true. DJ spinning the Beastie Boys right now. Switchcraft, the Jammer for the Wall Street Traitors against Flash.
Muffin Topless being sent to the Restaurant Gus penalty box for a multiplayer penalty.
But not before knocking Flash off the track. Flash regroups, picks up a track cut. So Switchcraft will get the benefit of a power jam, and Switchcraft is lead jammer for Gotham.
Arch Nemesis taking the rear wall on this scoring trip for Switchcraft.
And the immovable force came together with the immovable object. Switchcraft bounces off, picks up 4. 25 seconds remaining in the period. Switchcraft splits the pack for another 4 points. 8-0 on the jam for the Traitors.
This is turning into a big jam to go to the locker room with. Flash is back on the track, star in hand, still has an initial pass to complete. 30 seconds of jam time should Gotham continue to run it. It looks like they're going to. Dozen points already picked up. They're going for triple digits.
Switchcraft around the outside for 4 more. 16 on the jam. Flash is through on her initial. Switchcraft around one of the remaining arch rival blockers. Pack scattered along the back straightaway in front of the grandstand. Jam time's out. 19-0 on the jam for for the Wall Street Traitors.
Yeah, high-scoring jam of the game for either side, and it's a big number to take to the locker room. 103-64. The Wall Street Traitors with the halftime lead. Starting out a little bit murky, as I said at the beginning. Found their feet, though, and they've been very relentless, and they now lead by 39 points here in this B team matchup.
And New England Roller Derby Report would like to thank their production sponsor, Sociopath. Sociopath is a skater-run business offering custom sewn-to-order legwear for teams and individuals. Size-inclusive activewear designed to fit you. Sociopath also offers dozens of armbands and helmet cover options for scrimmage and competition. Team discounts are available. Please see sociopath.ca for more details. So all right, we are back for half number 2 of. Okay, we're back for half number 2. Gotham B versus Arch Nemisis, the arch rival B team. I'm Biff Mix-a-Lot. I'm joined by Mr. Whistler. Our esteemed producer is the inimitable Lightning Slim. So, Mr. Whistler, have we learned anything statistically from the first half?
We're always learning here at Biff.
Okay.
Having a look at some numbers, nobody going perfect for gaining lead percentage. Best in that regard would seem to be Switchcraft for the Wall Street Traitors, going 4 for 6 and picking up lead. Jammer penalties, 6 on each team. Overall penalties, 23 for the Wall Street Traitors and 19 for Arch Nemisis. One thing that did happen, the final jam of the first half, is we did have an expulsion. There was an expulsion on the Wall Street Traitors side, number 44, Tiny Apocalypse, for what was deemed a reckless engagement direction of gameplay. So an expulsion, Tiny Apocalypse is gone for the game, so Gotham will be skating a skater short. So. Yeah,
Tiny Apocalypse, pretty frequent blocker, so we'll see how that affects the rest of gameplay. Again, our score stands 103 to the Wall Street Traitors, 64 to Arch Nemisis. We're about 20 seconds away from starting.
If you're just joining us, the Wall Street Traitors are wearing green, Arch Nemisis wearing white. Wall Street Traitors, of course, from Gotham in New York City. Arch Nemesis from arch rival in St. Louis, Missouri.
The recently rebranded B team of arch rival Roller Derby. Ultraviolet first with the Jammer Star for Arch Nemesis against Staffinity and Beyond. The Jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. 5 seconds to start. And period number 2 is underway. Pack splits apart. Staffinity and Beyond has made the most forward progress, but Ultraviolet finding a path to the inside is lead jammer for Arch Nemesis.
Staffinity zigging and zagging around the outside, now gets hung up in a 3-wall, down to 2, beats the last one, completing the initial pass for Gotham.
So Ultraviolet quickly calling the jam, picking up 4. And that will narrow the Wall Street Traitors lead to 103 to 68.
Almost a true 3-to-2 ratio, using 34 as the common denominator. Number 31 on the line, that is...
If you're in arena, you would hear the mathematical stylings of Bobby Narco. Someone mastered factors and multiples, and in the meantime, Sally Hansen picking up lead jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. Setting off hot pursuit, that is Pop-Tart, the jammer for arch rival. Sally Hansen enters the pack, calls the jam, scores no points.
And Pop-Tart getting an illegal contact penalty, landing that apex jump poorly, coming in hard on the back of number 5, Ladyfingers in Gotham. So it'll be a power start for the Wall Street Traitors.
So 2, albeit costly, points for arch rival, none for the Wall Street Traitors. Score stands 103 to 70. Staffinity and Beyond, the jammer for Gotham. Staffinity unable to get beyond the front of the pack, but she is now through and lead jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. Less than 10 seconds remaining in the penalty to Pop-Tart. Staffinity and Beyond on a scoring pass. Going chest to chest with Dad Bod. Two blockers to beat at the front. Staffinity and Beyond does so. That's 4 points for the Wall Street Traitors.
Pop-Tart looking like she's hoping to get rid of the helmet cover, but does retain it, almost completing the initial pass. One more to beat and does so. Initial pass completed for Pop-Tart, but a second scoring trip completed for Staffinity and Beyond. He's going to call it with an 8-0.
So the Wall Street Traitors lead now stands at 41, 111 to 70. 26-46 remaining in the game. Switchcraft, the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. Flash, the jammer for Arch. So Flash has been a somewhat infrequent jammer for Arch rival. Switchcraft, a heavy rotation jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. Flash has made the most forward progress. The tripod broken apart by number 33. That is Jamheiser-Busch, allowing Flash to be lead jammer. Flash enters the pack. Face to face with Ladyfingers. Now corralled by Nightmare. Switchcraft, unable to get completely around the outside of Cruella Belleville. Flash trying to back into the tripod. In the meantime, Switchcraft completes her initial pass. Arch Nemesis losing 2 blockers to the Restaurant Gus penalty box. Jam is called by Flash 4-0 to Arch rival. Score stands 111 to 74 now.
Less than 25 to go in the half. 4-2 pack advantage for the Wall Street Traitors.
Aggie Wartooth, the jammer for Arch rival. Hence, Hieronymus Boss now the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. Hieronymus Boss with assistance from Anabolics at the front of the pack is lead for the Traitors.
Star pass by Arch Nemesis. It's gone to, I believe, number 24, CQ. Still hung up in the pack between turns 1 and 2. 4-point pickup by the Wall Street Traitors.
Yeah, Lo Mame delivered a nice key block there on Dadbod.
Dadbod's been right in the thick of things all through this game, so if there is a blocker you're going to want to get out of the fray, that's the one.
So Hieronymus Boss has picked up a track cut penalty, or a back block, excuse me. CQ wearing the jammer star for Arch rival and now on the power jam. So an opportunity for Arch rival to cut into Gotham's lead. Score at 115-74. CQ picks up 4 points. Pack is stopped at the exit of turn 4. CQ enters again. And brought to a halt. Pack anchored at the front by Lo Mame. Hieronymus Boss skips to the inside. That's 4 points for the Wall Street Traitors. CQ has to retreat behind the jammer line.
Hieronymus Boss knocked to the infield. Now drawn back by Jamheiser-Busch. 2 more points come in for the Wall Street Traitors. That'll take him to 10. Arch Nemesis picks up 8 on the jam. So 121 to 82 is the score, 39-point lead. That's what the gap was coming out of halftime, Biff. And after a bunch of jams, we are back at that same differential. 22 minutes to go in the second half.
But those jams were not pointless. They achieved a purpose. They moved the score to 121 to 82.
Moving the needle ever so much closer.
Towards the end of the bout. Ultraviolet with the jammer star for Arch Nemesis. Stephanie and beyond. And Arch and Ultraviolet with the high block call. Power jam to Stephinity and beyond. The pack assembles around the pivot line. Wall Street Traitors go on offense.
Well, we have a down skater, so we're going to be calling the jam.
That's Big Banger, the blocker for the Wall Street Traitors.
So the medics come out and have a conversation. It's an opportunity to talk a little bit about the 2019 WFTDA postseason. Kicking off the first of the Continental Cups will be in August 9th through 11th in Orem, Utah. That'll be the North America West Continental Cup, followed August 23rd to 25th, the North America East Continental Cup in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. This year's playoffs, the first will be September 6th through 8th in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, followed by the following weekend, September 13th, 15th in Seattle, Washington. The European Continental Cup this year in Helsinki, Finland, October 5th and 6th. And, of course, championships here in Montreal, not this building, but in this city, November 15th through 17th. The first time the International WFTDA Championships have been held outside the United States, a big historic opportunity for the WFTDA.
Major opportunity. It will be held at the Centre Claude Robillard here in Montreal. Tickets will go on sale Monday, per this note that was left on the announcer's desk.
Yep, it's only going to be 3,000 tickets available to attend. So when those tickets go on sale on Monday at WFTDA.com/tickets, you're going to want to get on board.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, if the action is anything like what we saw from arch rival and Victoria a few hours ago, it will be a bargain at twice the price.
Yeah, we've seen Big Banger has been able to walk off the track with some assistance, but able to walk off the track, always a good sign.
So Traitors picked up 1 point before the jam was whistled dead. Gotham is on the power jam.
Here we still have Ultraviolet in the Restaurant Gus penalty box.
And we have got and it will be Sally Hansen, the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. And she will have the benefit of a power jam. But arch rival locking down at the front. Dadbot anchoring the tripod. Sally Hansen trying to wedge her way in and past. Ultraviolet out of the penalty box. Ultraviolet picking up a track cut. A little too eager to re-enter for Ultraviolet. So the Wall Street Traitors continue on the power jam.
Yeah, that may have been a case where it was not so much the eagerness as the momentum, and the momentum carrying so far, unable to yield appropriately. But yes, immediately made a beeline for that Restaurant Gus penalty box. Now standing, Sally Hansen on the power jam still for the Wall Street Traitors, except committing a forearm infraction. So now it will be an arch nemesis power jam as Ultraviolet re-enters the fray.
Yeah, Ultraviolet sent out by number 40. Is that number 40? No. Number 49, Nightmare, excuse me.
Yep, number got a little bunched up.
Yeah.
Oh, and another forearm, this time Ultraviolet.
So Sally Hansen resumes the power jam for the Wall Street Traitors. And Sally Hansen through. That is her initial pass. 9 seconds left in the jam. Penalty to Ultraviolet has now expired. Pack is off to the races. Sally Hansen enters, calls jam times out. 1-0 to the Wall Street Traitors. All of that, multiple jammer penalties, a 1-0 jam.
And just to check in on the comments from the people watching in the Facebook comments right now, the question being asked, did she skate off? I imagine that was a question about Big Banger leaving the track. And I see now we've got an update already. It was already answered that yes, the skates were taken off and she walked off with assistance.
So she is being attended to as we speak. Pop-Tart, the jammer for Arch Nemesis. Stephanie and Beyond, the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. Pop-Tart with lead status for Arch Nemesis. Pop-Tart spun to the inside, calls the jam. 3 points for Arch Rival, no points for Gotham. So the margin now under 40. with 18-11 left to play in the game.
Yeah, points coming in dribs and drabs now. It's been a few jams since we've had a double-digit pickup.
Five seconds to start. Flash, the jammer for Arch Nemesis against Switchcraft of the Wall Street Traitors.
Dadbod again anchoring this tripod.
Yeah, Dadbod and, my opinion, a very effective blocker pairing at the front. Flash recycled to the rear.
Seeing an opening on the inside, it's Flash picking up lead. So the tripod had moved away almost to the outside line. This Nemisis blocking core here doing a fine job containing Switchcraft. Switchcraft ending the first half on a 19-point jam. And in this half, being relatively contained.
Yeah, Gotham maintaining a comfortable lead, but Arch isn't letting them get away.
3 lead pickups in a row by Arch Nemesis. They did lose one of those to jammer penalties.
Flash contending with Kill Valentine at the rear of the pack. Switchcraft out of the pack. And Flash will call the jam. 4-0 in favor of Arch Nemesis.
Yeah, seeing some exuberance from Dadbod. They are very excited about the containment that they were running on that previous jam. 123.89, 16 to go in the second half.
Hieronymus Boss, the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors against Aggie Wartooth. Jam is underway. Albeit moving somewhat glacially at this point. A track cut picked up by Hieronymus Boss. Aggie Wartooth is lead for Arch Nemesis and on the power jam. So a chance for Arch rival to cut into Gotham's lead.
And low main in the right place at the right time. Stopping Aggie Wartooth inner tracks. Still a 3-point pickup for Arch Nemesis. They are getting ever so close to triple digits, but they do still trail 123-92. It's a 31-point advantage for the Wall Street Traitors.
But the quick call-off also means a power jam start for Arch Nemesis. CQ the jammer. CQ quickly around the outside and gains lead for Arch Nemesis. Pack is regrouping in turns 1 and 2. CQ in a scoring pass gets an escort from Dadbod. Splits the last 2 Wall Street Traitor blockers and through for 4 points. Star has been passed to number 21. That is Bellatrix.
Yeah, very nice star pass. Nobody in the way of it.
And Bellatrix, the first-time recipient of the Jammer Star. Unable to pick up any points for the Traitors. And 8 points total on the jam for Arch Nemesis. And just look at this, they're only down by 23 with 13:50 remaining in the game.
Yeah, 21-0 scoring run now for Nemisis. Or 18 is another number that we could use. That might be more accurate.
It's a lot to a little. Pop-Tart with the Jammer Star for Arch Nemesis. Staffinity and Beyond, the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. And Staffinity and Beyond built up a head of steam and cruised around the outside. She is lead for Gotham. And a high block assessed to Pop-Tart. And she needs to be careful not to pick up a second penalty there.
Yeah, there was some questioning there. I mean, there had been an incidental penalty issued to one of the Gotham blockers around the same time.
So Stefinity and Beyond is lead on the power jam. And she is through for 4 points. Pack is set up in turn 4. Aaron Watershow returning to action from the Restaurant Gus penalty box. Pop-Tart goes face-to-face with Low Mame, gets around, completes her initial pass. Stefinity and Beyond picks up 4 additional points, calls the jam, keeps Arch off the scoreboard. An 8-0 jam for the Wall Street Traitors.
Yeah, it's the first multi-pass for Wall Street Traitors in 7 jams. So they're getting back into those books.
So, you know, perhaps restoring their order a little bit. Lead back out to 31 points.
Announcer math, 131 to 100, 11 and a half to go in the second.
We like round numbers. Flash the jammer for Arch Nemisis. Sally Handsome the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. Sally Handsome encountering a tripod of Arch Nemesis blockers, but she splits the group. Lead jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. Flash is out as well. Pack regroups in turn 1. Sally Handsome calls the jam. No points for the Wall Street Traitors, but no points for Arch Rival. More time burned off the clock. We're under 11 minutes to play. Switchcraft the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. Aggie Wartooth, number 1040 for Arch Rival. And Aggie Wartooth, lead jammer for Arch Nemesis. Pack still massed around Switchcraft in the front straightaway.
Arch Rival really hugging the inside line here against Switchcraft, leaving some space on the outside for Aggie Wartooth, who's able to break through that Wall Street Traitors mass.
Both jammers through. Aggie Wartooth on a second scoring pass. Hoping to rack up some much needed points here for Arch Nemesis. And Aggie Wartooth gets around Lady Fingers and picks up another 4. Multiplayer block assessed to Lady Fingers. And Girl Friday picking up a penalty as well. Aggie Wartooth calls the jam, are picking up 3 additional points. And now Arch Nemesis is within 20 points. It's the first time since sometime in the first half where that's been the case.
Yep, 131 to 111. 131 also divisible by 16. It actually comes to 8.1875. 9 minutes left in the second.
Hey, it is divisible by 16. You're right. CQ, the jammer for Arch Nemesis. Stefinity and Beyond, the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors.
Stefinity Beyond looking for the path around the outside. Party foul going for the track cut, missed. Ladyfingers coming in to break up the rear wall, throwing some defensive help in here for Stefinity and Beyond. Not quite enough. Stefinity taken over the line by my opinion.
Joel Friday also trying to reinforce the pack. Nightmare to the Restaurant Gus penalty box.
The tangle between Lomain and CQ at turn 4. But CQ completing that initial pass.
Staffinity and beyond is lead jammer. She will call it off.
His lead jammer for a hot second. Took a minute 15 for that to be awarded.
Yeah, the Wall Street Traitors bench jumped up in unison, encouraging her to call the jam promptly, and she did. A 0-0 jam. 7 minutes, 31 seconds remaining. A official timeout has been requested.
Yeah, slow to come up off the track at the end of that jam. Number 1, Dad Bod. They are being attended to by the medics. Conversation happening. So while that's happening, something we talked about a little bit earlier today was the WFTDA announced the tournament head announcers for this year's postseason cycle. Has also launched the applications for announcers. You can find all the information about that on the latest news at WFTDA.com. Among other things that are happening in the announcer world, opening things up for announcers who work in languages other than English in this postseason cycle. Definitely here in Montreal, there's an appetite to do some work towards increasing the use of bilingual calls here in a bilingual city, but also opening things up for whoever else may be applying for this postseason for whatever locations there are. So if there are announcers out there watching or listening or that you know, encourage them to apply. We are looking at this moment, the Talent Management Committee collecting applications for the postseason cycle.
So once I get back home and on a computer, I can do that. Unfortunately, I'm not good at Finnish, but anyway.
Yeah, Dad Bod able to get back over to the bench, skates on.
Sally Hansen, the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors against Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart quickly through the inside and lead jammer for Arch Nemisis. Pack reorganizes. Pop-Tart spinning around the outside. That's 4 more points for Arch rival.
Working on closing this gap. Oh, big collision here. Pop-Tart, though, being assessed a forearm penalty for that contact. 2-minute jam coming up here, Biff.
And with eligible to score is Sally Hansen, and Sally Hansen is on the power jam. Anabolics being sent to the penalty box. Sally Hansen through 3 points on this jam, on this particular pass. Jam stands at 4-3 in favor of Arch Nemisis. Sally Hansen on a second scoring pass now. Tripod rotating around at the front for Arch Nemisis. They draw Sally Hansen back. Cruella Belleville draws her back just that extra little bit further. And Sally Hansen powers around the outside. 4 more points for the Wall Street Traitors. Pop-Tart's penalty has expired. 4 points to Pop-Tart. 4 more points for Sally Hansen. Jammers trading points at this point. 11-8 so far for the Wall Street Traitors. And a well-executed can opener there by Anabolics on Pop-Tart, interrupting her progress. 3 more points for Arch Nemisis and 2 more points for the Traitors. 12-11. The jam ends up. Wall Street Traitors 144, Arch Nemisis 122. 5:12 remaining in the game.
Looking at Flash and Switchcraft. on the jammer line. Getting through first with lead, it's Switchcraft.
Flash out of the pack as well. Oh, Switchcraft, an extra little bit of Switchcraft. The apex jump 4-0 to the Wall Street Traitors.
Yeah, that was a nice strategic move, just taking the available space and working with it. 148 to 122, 420 left to go.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive apex jump. She got some pretty good air on that. Aggie Wartooth, the jammer for Arch Nemesis. Hieronymus Boss, the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. Jamheiser Bush to the Restaurant Gus penalty box. Pack moving ever so slowly to turn 1. Aggie Wartooth thought she had an opening. She gets sent to the infield by Muffin Topless.
High block on Shaquille O'Neal.
Hieronymus Boss is lead jammer for the Wall Street Traitors.
Both teams losing blockers, gushers right now. Lots of space on the track, and that's really opening things up for both jammers. Although Aggie Wartooth coming in hard, back blocking penalty issued against Arch Nemesis, and that could be a momentum killer. The Wall Street Traitors with the power jam with under 3 minutes to go, and they currently lead by 30.
Well, Jamheiser Bush interrupted the jammer's Hieronymus Boss's progress. She then got taken out by a Gotham blocker, and it was a pretty obvious back block at that point. Arch rivalry grouping around the Gotham jammer. Penalty to Aggie Wartooth has expired.
Aggie Wartooth now star in hand. Doesn't have an upright pivot to pass to, and jam is called. Timeout being called. It's actually is it a timeout or official review? We're seeing both. So this will be.
Yeah, it appears to be a timeout.
Yes, they're using their official review as Arch Nemesis as a timeout. That'll still leave them 2 timeouts after this. And Wall Street Traitors still also have 2 team timeouts of their own and an official review at their disposal.
So the gap stands at 30 points. 2:05 remaining in the game. And Arch Nemesis might need a break here.
Well, if those of you who've been paying attention who saw that Dadbod had some attention from the medics a few jams ago, well, they are back on the track, standing ready for this next jam, so that's a good sign. See Dadbod back in action. Relentless blocker for Arch Nemesis in this game.
So we're ready to regroup here.
.30-point lead for Gotham. 2:05 to go.
Official timeout has the official review is more than an official timeout. Now it's at 1:05. Ready to get back underway. Nope, another official timeout situation.
So another official timeout.
Just double checking penalties, making sure everything is according to Hoyle.
Magilla Gorilla trying to find out what's going on. He's a little curious.
Gil will have questions.
Which is what made him a really good sideline reporter.
Make
It's also what makes him a really good coach.
That is true.
Officials are doing some clarification still. Coming up next, and I'm not sure how on schedule we may or may not be. Currently it's 7:35 local time here. The next game is scheduled for 8 p.m. and may start a little bit later. But the final game here at day one of La Classique Georgia W Tush will be another B team matchup. Helsinki's Queen Bees will be taking on the host league, Montreal Sexpos. And so that game is going to be starting roughly 8 p.m. Eastern time here in Montreal. That's coming up next.
And that is roughly what's scheduled. So if you're in Helsinki watching us, you better load up the coffee if you're planning to stick around for the B team bout. All right. Stepfinity and Beyond, the jammer for the Wall Street Traitors against CQ of Arch Nemisis. Jam is underway. And a big hit on CQ. CQ goes face to face with number 09, Kill Valentine. And Kill Valentine draws CQ back. Still no lead jammer. Stepfinity and Beyond trying to wedge apart the arch rival tripod. .50 seconds in, still no lead jammer. And Stepfinity and Beyond is your lead jammer for the Wall Street Traitors. CQ, star in hand. And CQ is through on an initial pass. Stepfinity and Beyond out of the pack. 4 points to the Wall Street Traitors. Jam is called. A 4-0 jam. That moves the Wall Street Traitors out to 160 to 126.
Yeah, we have
36 seconds remaining.
So there is time for another one. No one needs to do any clock stoppages. 24-point lead for the Wall Street Traitors. Are they going to hold on? We haven't seen any jams in this game where anybody has scored over 20. 19 was the high water mark. That was a Wall Street Traitors pickup at the end of the first half. Sally Hansen, though, with the star now for Wall Street Traitors. Pop-Tart countering for Arch Nemisis.
And Pop-Tart spinning out of the pack, lead jammer for Arch Rival. Sally Hansen sets off in hot pursuit.
Period clock has expired. We are only on jam time, so this is all there is.
Pop-Tart completes a first scoring pass. Arch Rival corralled a blocker at the back. And Sally Hansen picking up 4 points for Gotham. 4 more for Pop-Tart. 8-4 on the jam for Arch Rival.
Still a minute of jam time, but with the jammers going pass for pass mostly, although Sally Hansen now hung up in the pack, is seeming unlikely that Arch Nemisis is going to pull off the comeback. Still have 45 seconds. Another 4 points come in for Sally Hansen. Pop-Tart sees the writing on the wall, calls the jam after the final scoring trip. Looks like we're going to end with a 30-point difference, 168 for the Wall Street Traitors. And no, here come the final points, 142 for Arch Nemisis. So 26 points differential waiting for some final mathematics paperwork.
It seems like changes are unlikely at this point. And that is the official signal for a final score. The Gotham Girls Roller Derby, Wall Street Traitors 168. Arch rival Roller Derby's arch nemesis 142.
Yeah, Wall Street Traitors, impressive display here, ending the first half with that 19-0 pickup. In that same jam, losing a blocker to an expulsion in the second half, losing a Big Banger to an injury. Big Banger, by the way, I have seen walking around under her own power, dancing a little bit during a stoppage earlier. So that's a positive sign for people who are concerned. I don't have any other diagnosis beyond that, but she is under her own power. But losing two skaters through significant parts of the game, Gotham holding on with a 168-142 victory.
Yeah, like I said, it got a little dicey there in the middle of the second period, but Wall Street Traitors able to regroup and hold on. But arch rival just never quite went away. So we will get back. So for Mr. Whistler and Lightning Slim, I am Viv Mix-a-Lot. We give a shout out to our production sponsor, the New England Roller Derby Report. Would like to thank Sociopath. Sociopath is a skater-run business offering custom sewn to order leg wear for teams and individuals. Size-inclusive activewear designed to fit you. Sociopath also offers dozens of armband and helmet cover options for scrimmage and competition. Team discounts are available. Please see sociopath.ca for more details.